everyone and understand the other side of the things that happen. I am from the Mariella Filbin lab, and in Mariella's lab we are worried about looking at the cancer one cell at a time. So for a long, long time, people thought that cancer, okay, it's one cell, and it multiplies and becomes more of the same. And this is a paradigm that has changed now. So now when we look at the cancer, we see that actually it's made of different cell types. So it's cells that have different, they not only look different, but they have different functions. So we have cells that indeed just grow and make the tumor bigger and bigger, but we have cells that are also very good at moving, for instance, and they allow the cancer to invade all the regions of the brain, for instance, or other organs. And we also have cells that we might look and think, okay, those are harmless because they are just quiet. That's why we call them quiescent, because they don't do much. But those are kind of the cells that once we treat them, they are able to survive this treatment and then again come back and make another cancer coming back again. So we have to also understand how those work so that we can also target them. So in our lab, the overall idea is that we can understand the cancer as a whole, the cancer as a system, and to understand their different populations so that we can target all the populations so that we can actually achieve some curable and some enduring results. And this is the kind of thought that we are putting now into gliomatosis cerebri, which is a work that is done mainly in the lab by my colleague there, Kusha Debatai, as this is a very interesting, for us we call it interesting, and maybe it's not a good word to use, but an interesting disease, because if we look at it molecularly, it looks like every other cancer. But when you look at it clinically on the patient's head, you see these cells somehow have the ability to go a bit everywhere. And how come they can go everywhere and populate different areas of the brain? So this is what we are doing together. So we are taking these cancers, we are analyzing it one cell at a time and trying to understand where does this capability come from, and not only where does it come from and how can we stop it. And it's people like you that help us with our mission of understanding cancer and of providing new sources of hope for the families. But it's a give and take. So you give to us so that we can give to you, and we are very, very thankful. And in times like this where science and knowledge is under scrutiny, it's very rewarding to see a community that still believes in us, that still thinks we are on a good path and still believe in our work and in our mission. So I would like to thank you very much, and please feel free to ask us anything. We are happy to talk to you.